News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Philippe Ortelli. I'm the president of the Board of Industry of Monaco. My family arrived at the end of the 19th century. My grandparents from both sides arrived from Corsica and from north of Italy, and they settled at the end of the 19th century here. I make my studies in Monaco, Lycée Albert Ier. Then I make, because of my deal with my father when I was 17 years old, engineer school. 5 years of engineering school in France, and then I make a sort of MBA. Then I was able to take his company and to manage a company he kept for me. He was wondering if he sell or if I take the next step. My father started the company 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago, because we produced concrete for all Monaco, for nearly 80% of Monaco, on the last 50 years. Last year, we make the 50 years anniversary with all our clients, the government. We had a good time to say thank you to our customer, to our people, and to the government about all this long history producing concrete in Monaco, for example. It's not the only thing I've done, but this is the way I come back after making engineering school and MBA when I was 23 in Monaco. Common interest for us is the right way to manage a state. In the constitution of the state, always speak about common interest, and then the common interest will make everyone more wealthy, more good in the way to live together. And that feeling, I always kept it. I come back in 1988 and I start to work as managing the company. 10 years after, Victor Pastor, the famous promoter, asked me to enter the board of industry like a general secretary. It was one of the 7 of the board. Nearly 10 years after, 800 companies from Monaco elected me president. And then there is an annual election, and they electing me every year till now. One day I will pass the stick. I don't know if you say this expression, but I will pass the stick to the new generation. There are different possibilities, and then I will do something else. Monaco has no oil, no meat, no gold, no wheat. It has just the brain, the people we attacked. The prince from Charles III try to attract always the best from all Europa, I would say, at the moment. When they deal about Menton-Roquebrune, in the deal there was a motorway, the railway coming to Monaco. And this was making Monaco, I would say, 24 hours from Paris. And it's changed completely the situation in Monaco and the ability to be connected to the rest of the world. Because before, you may know that Monaco access were very difficult from La Turbie or from boat, but it was very difficult to connect even from Nice, Monaco. And we are really a border between France and Italy. It was a place where the chain of Alps go in the sea. It's not in Nice, it's not in Ventimiglia that the Alps go in the sea. It's between Menton and Monaco. And this is explaining why this principality was between these two borders. We are representing 31 syndicates of one business. For example, you have a real estate business where there are 120, for example. They elected one president, and then this association of real estate agents is belonging to the board of industries. You have electrical company, you have engineering company, you have different cleaning companies, and so on. Every association is belonging to the board of industries. We met one time every 2 weeks and one time every month to speak about the problem. My board is also working day to day. I give 1 day of my week working for the Board of Industries, meeting the ministry, meeting the people, listening, and trying to put the word from the economic system understood by all the managers of Monaco, by all the ministers of Monaco, because Monaco needs economy. I say it again, we don't have gold, we don't have oil. We need the people working in Monaco to make wealth appearing in Monaco by their work and by their brain. And this is very important, I think, for the future of the country. We need infrastructure, we need office, we need different things that government has to understand and then develop to make the country better and better, as it has been done for the last centuries. The train arrived, I told you, 150 years ago, and then motorway, and then different things, and this is how Monaco developed itself. We were, for example, at the origin of the idea to put a new metropolitan from Nice Airport to Monaco till Ventimiglia. This, for us, is a new step to develop quality of life, sustainability, because it will remove cars from the road and instead use electricity to make a metropolitan system underground, delivering and helping people to come from the airport in 22 minutes and then going also to Italy, because a lot of Italian people can work in Monaco if we have some good infrastructure, for example. We developed this idea, we developed idea of different way to make it better. We have also to know what we need for Monaco, like economy, like tourism. We have some ideas. We share this with the government to try to do better in the best environment possible. Of course, we support initiative from the government to have the best life possible in Monaco. The government is really showing the figures, for example, for pollution. If you go on the website every day on the app, you have pollution in Monaco, the quality of air, and different things like this that are publicated and continue to show how much life is good in Monaco and how much things are working well in Monaco. Everything is not perfect. We have to develop infrastructure again for having less time to come to work in Monaco, for example. Much more, it's a way of thinking, how we can develop this country in respect of the environment. We are for more tunnels to put under infrastructure and over, have new trees, have new area, free of sound, free of pollution, putting under all the infrastructure for car or for train or for metropolitan. This is the idea we are developing to balance economy and sustainability. Everyone know each other, so we can speak, explain, and understand the question and find real solution to real question. There are not so much steps that someone can decide to help and to make the things go further quite easily. This is very clear that the Monaco system, Monaco economy, the Monaco government and administration, it's focused on development, attractivity. I always remind someone coming from Dubai telling me every meeting in Dubai needs 45 minutes of travel. Here I can have 4 meetings in my morning because it takes me 10 minutes to change from the bank to my office, then to go to the government and even to go to the doctor. And this is making more intensity in working, in creating wealth with a quite good environment, because you can also make it by foot, working in quite nice area, enjoying the moment, moving from an area to another area and so on. And this is quite nice for working people. From Charles III, the aim of the prince was to attract the best coming from everywhere in Europa. Development of the Société des Bains de Mer, for example, was done by one of the best casino makers in France and in Germany. The Blanc family was very known, François Blanc. They know how to make casino working, and the prince looked for this guy to develop casino in Monaco. And always we try to attack the best. We are not the best on each point, but on the sum, quality of life, airports, good hospital, good schools, good economical system, all this put together, try to bring one of the best environment possible in the world. Every week, you can go to the mountain to walk in the mountain. Every week you can go to swim in the Mediterranean Sea. Where else in the world you can have this quality of life, which is not expensive to live. It's not a question of money. You drive 20 minutes, you are 1,000 meters high, and you can hike in the mountain for 3 hours without seeing anyone, but being in the nature, in trees, animals, and so on. This is one of the quality of Monaco in living in Monaco. And then you can swim in the sea, in the Mala Beach or in the Cap Martin, and enjoy another moment, another quality of life, swimming in the Mediterranean Sea. This is very nice. Monaco is not only the rich, it's a balance between different people, and one of the quality of the government is to help all these people living together in one way of all thinking, sharing the street, sharing the life. Even when you drive in Monaco, we respect pedestrians. We have a way to live together, and people living and working in Monaco know that in Monaco there is a way to live and to share together the 2 square kilometers. With so much traffic, if one is making too selfish, it will go down and you're gonna make a traffic jam very easily. Instead, if people be respectful, things will turn easily and drive easily. And this is very interesting to see that in the street of Monaco. You know the sentence, to be happy to live hidden. You have many companies that don't show but are working. We have a coffee machine producer in Monaco, which is the 8th biggest in the world. And it's sending coffee machine in Korea, in Canada, in Japan, in USA, and they are producing coffee machine in Monaco. You have, of course, pharmaceutical company, you have cosmetic company producing different type of products, and industry is still employing nearly 5,000 people in Monaco. But of course, this is also this diversity of industries that is making a balanced economy. If real estate and building site are up, you can have other down. And when real estate can go down, you have the bank, or you have industries, or you have shipping companies that are going up. And this is balancing the progression of economy. But we create nearly 1,000 employees every year for the last 30 years. This is fact. 1,000 people, new people employed in Monaco every year in average for the last 30 years on 2 square kilometers. Of course, Monaco country is breathing every day with people coming in and out. 20,000 or 15,000 are living around Monaco, and the other one are coming from Alpes-Maritimes and Italy every day. So I always compare it like breathing. Your people are entering in the morning and going out in the evening. And this also is very interesting. But in the day, you have the 40,000 living people and the 50,000 working people. So nearly 100,000 people living on this 2 square kilometers all together and in quite harmony. Of course, we have the yacht show now, which is bringing a lot of trucks and cars and so on, but usually people are living and driving and moving quite well in Monaco. Outside it could be more difficult, but we make it. And simply we have to still develop infrastructure to help and to change car to, I told you, clean infrastructure system like metropolitan that are using electricity instead of oil and burning oil. So it will be a progress in sustainability, for example, and quality of life also for these people. No, Monaco has been developing a model for the last century that was very interesting, attracting the best, developing economy and giving them enough wealth to keep them and to be happy to be here and to develop their knowledge and their talent for interest of all. We are a dot of a needle on the world, so we have to be modest, but we have to know who we are with our roots, European roots, our religion, of course, at the beginning, but then we have to accept others in a way that we say how we are. If you want to be with us, this is our rules, but living together, and it showed that these rules make 150 different nationalities living together, working together with different religion, different philosophy. The rules are clear for everyone. It's working not so bad. I can even tell you something about a relation with employees. The figure about conflict between employees and companies is very low because we have around 100 conflicts per year over 60,000 employees. It's very few if you think about the 60,000 people working every day and every year in Monaco. It means it's working not so bad. I'm caring about my family. I have already 4 children and still 2 to educate, if I can say this. And you know, I was quite lucky in the last 30 years to make a work that I like it. I developed another company, a trucking company. Also, it was quite interesting to develop and to make it. And like an engineer, my passion is to do, to realize things, to think about them, and then to make it happen by work, by assembling things all together. Like new concrete, low carbon concrete, it's more than nearly now 15 years that we developed concrete that was half and nearly 2/3 less CO2 emission because we reduce cement consumption and replace it by slag or slurry. And this has from the Tour Odéon, which was built in 2010, we developed concrete with really low carbon emission. For example, and this was a work, it was intellectual and then produced. We had electrical trucks. We are using, for example, in our work, regenerated oil instead of gas oil coming from colza, for example, which is oil that are coming from the flowers and from grain. So it's not oil coming from the ground, and it's regenerated oil. And all this was really a passion to develop and to make it better. If you develop this, of course you do your business, but you also bring something to the collectivity. We are first to use this type of oil before even the autobus from Monaco. Now Monaco has really a lot of attraction and capacity to develop, to give the best place to enjoy, to work and to develop. It's a working place, it's not a retirement place. Step by step on the last 20 years, you have a lot of new entrepreneurs that come, then settle in Monaco. If you think about schools, before you have one school, now for the children you have 3 schools. This is because we have much more young people that need schools, and the schools have grown up internationally with other type of schools, not French education system, and there was a demand for this, and some people develop it and make it happen, and we can be proud of this. And all this makes this country really special and uncommon, I would say. Again, this is not the best in the world, but with this and this, it is not so bad to live in Monaco and to enjoy and to work in Monaco. We share often with Mr. Müller, and he can be proud also of the work he has done in the last 10 years about developing this university, attracting very good professors, very good students, and developing the good education system and diploma for finding formation that can be employed in Monaco. And you talk about luxury, you talk about yachting. It is 2 examples of what we are developing in Monaco and producing in Monaco to make adaptation between education and work. And it's very interesting. We have company from so many. We have the shipping company, we have the yachting company, you have a new technology company about technical system. You have someone in Monaco which is producing spectrophotometer, for example. And you have many different small companies. What you have to know is the size, the average size of company in Monaco is around 15 people. Not big company, small company in niche market. But this is also very resilient, because if we lose one, if one is collapsing, we have plenty of other that are still developing, and it's much better than having a big one that collapse. And this is also a strength of Monaco, because having so many different small companies managed by real people, the manager is the owner, he involves himself in developing this company. And this is also very interesting. We don't need to attract car building company in Monaco. This is not our aim. We prefer to have 10 people developing 15 people business, and it will be already good for all of our economy, because it will be diversified with so different personality and so on. And this is very interesting. In the Chamber of Commerce, we say nowhere else in the world. And nowhere else in the world you have this density of people, this quality of life, this quality of environment that you feel well working here. You meet the good people at the right place with the right education and value, and I think one of the best environment. The people are good, environment is good, and like an old clock, everything is working together, all the mechanics are working together, and it's working well and delivering. Monaco has always adapted itself to the situation. We passed the war, we passed different things. We are able to pass the next challenge. Even the environmental challenge, we have of course to develop water management, water resource for the next 20 years, because water will be a problem. But I think, I will not say I know because it will be too pretentious, I think we are able to guarantee water for the next 25 years to Monaco and its environment. We have to take the good decision to settle and to develop some things by different way to make it. I think we can manage this, for example, which will be a challenge for the next 25 years. This is an example, but there will be other examples, but we can make it.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover more interviews and stories on our websites, news.mc and monacoinfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.